And this is Wetherby. The crowd's starting to build now ahead of the arrival of the Olympic torch and, of course, of Alan. Olympic man.
So what a stroke of luck that is. I've got the next torch bearers, one of the torch brothers right next to me. So, ready, Mark?
Yeah, that's alright, yeah, no problem. The flame's going to be a bit further down. It looks like he's going to be on.
Yeah, he's okay. You can come to me any time now. It's absolutely the man in the club.
That's Alan. Alan! Al! Alan!
Oh, brilliant. It's going to be one of the torch bearers. Alan Hinch. Torch. Well done. Fantastic. There's a torch in front of me, Wes. I'm touching it, I'm holding it, and this man's...
You're not having it?
I'm not having it. Obi, and he's running with the torch. How do you feel?
I think I'm going to run with it. I'm going to bimble with it. If I run with it, it'll be over in a minute. No, I'm going to bimble with it. Enjoy this.
How proud are you?
I know where to be.
It's because I touched me out of there. So I can't feel it. Makes the first one.
Have you?
Hang on. It's a big artist. Represents 8,000 bits of peach to me. Going down there, better be hard to get this talk. I'm proud to be doing it for Yorkshire. I'm from Northallerton, by the way, but it's great to be doing it for Wetherby. Yeah, I've got another bit here actually.
Yeah, it's just funny to see a lot of that. You can get this on the telly. Zoom in and stuff.
Cool! Yeah. That is actually a spare torch in the back. Yeah, I know. It's just anyway, it's a spare torch.
What's in there then? See the next just in case it's spare.
Come to me.
Cheers. Shall I drop it?
No.
So now I've cut to the online coverage of the run because unfortunately I got a bit left behind at this point and stuck in the crowd. So Alan's making his way away with the torch. The guy to his left is a Metropolitan Police officer, and he's got, as you can see, two other outriding, if you like, officers. Pretty much keeping an eye on him and the torch and making sure everything's in order. Stranger Alan looks at his watch then. I think he's obviously got an appointment later on. Waving to the crowd. I'm somewhere at the back of that, on the right hand side, the back of that pavement, making my way down, trying to catch up, but it's pretty difficult really with all the prams and pushchairs and people on the pavement. Some of the online coverage was commenting that Alan is a bit of a showman, and we can see that really here with him sometimes running backwards and sideways and waving to his adoring fans. I think this bit looks like an old cine movie from the 70s. He's slowed down a bit, but notably the truck in front of him with the camera on is not. So they're obviously trying to speed him up. And the Met officer, immediately to Alan's left, occasionally gives him a bit of a... he claps his hands or he gets him to hurry up. It's interesting, these guys have got eyes in the backs of their heads. They're looking around to see that there's no trouble. There's a good camera angle there that guy's got. I think he must be something relatively official. When Max and I walked up the pavement earlier, there was nobody, absolutely nobody around. They all came out sort of within the last hour or so before Alan and the torch arrived in Wetherby. This is his bimble. He said he was going to bimble rather than run to try and make the moment last a bit longer. This is a definite bimble, a sideways bimble, I think it's fair to say. Now, he's seen his mate here. The copper's not impressed with that though. I think he wasn't too impressed that he tried to touch somebody, and he did actually manage to. And as Alan said to him, "He's my mate. I want to say hello to him." Keeping it clean now. Nice run. Keep the coppers happy. With a bit of backwards running as well. The quality of the online is not brilliant, but as I say, it was the only way I could actually get this coverage. And we do get to see the run. 320 metres in total from the junction that he was notified of, the Kiss Point, and down to a position on pretty much on. And we were told it would be just outside Boots, and of course looking to the right there, it's exactly where we were. This Kiss now handing over to young George. George had suffered from some fairly horrendous illnesses and managed to fight his way through and then go and raise a lot of money for the related charity. So we got to meet him a little bit later on when the bus eventually returned back to Boston Spa, which was the official meeting point. We do a bit more video later on at Boston Spa. You'll see Alan larking about there. And then he's handing over his flame. 2 flames lit at this point. He gives George a pat on the shoulder, and then we're on our way. Hey, wave him off. See you out. We were really just looking for some more interesting photo shots, and we spotted the climbing frame and thought that's got to be just the place to do it. So we had a bit of a lark about there. Have you done any of this sort of climbing stuff before, Al? I'll have to do some longer shots as well, just for a laugh here.
Perkins, you want to touch me torch, don't you? Yay! I say that to all the girls. Yeah!
It's imminent, Amy. I can tell you what we do have, and particularly with Harry having a sweet tooth, is, I suppose, York's tribute to the torch. It is known as the Sweet City, and this is from the newest tourist attraction. It's a chocolate torch. We have a man here, Alan Hinks, who has a real torch, and we're told that the torch, which is coming in to the racecourse, is actually being handed into...
Alan, just give us a few thoughts about what's going through Alan's mind at the moment.
Just thinking, when I did it in Wetherby, you know, he's going at a nice sedate pace there. I had to rush along. It is amazing, isn't it? The
pride. Tell me about the pride, Alan, that Harvey is experiencing now.
Yeah, he must be experiencing quite a lot of pride. This crowd is really cheering him, and he must be thinking it's fantastic to do it in York. I mean, on a horse at York Racecourse, and he's a York.
Well, take a look at this. Look at this fantastic Olympic torch glistening in the sunshine here. Alan Hinks, mountaineer extraordinaire, I have to say. You carried the torch today, didn't you, through a stretch of your home county? How proud are you?
I'm very proud. It's fantastic. I can hardly hear you for the noise.
It's so loud. It's such a big party.
No, it was brilliant to carry it in North Yorkshire. Fantastic. Although actually I think it's probably Leeds now, but really North Yorkshire. Just look at that glistening in the sun. Do you realise there's 8,000 holes in that?
8,000 hopes, and that represents each runner, I believe, that's taking part in the relay. That's amazing. And you had your family here today,
or not? I was going to say, I think it represents the 8,000-metre peaks that I climb.
You had to get that in, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
But you were saying to me the family couldn't make it today, but they were watching.
That's right. My daughter and grandkids watched it live on the BBC streaming site in New York, and all the hotel was watching it as well. How about that? Fantastic.
Fantastic, a global perspective on it. But of course, it's great to see how the country's got behind this whole torch relay.
Yeah.
Did you pick up on that?
I did, and that's fantastic. You know, I mean, I thought, you know, 300 metres with this, you know, it's hardly going to be death-defying. You know, I'm not going to die doing it like I might on K2 or Everest, but it was just fantastic to see everybody get behind it. Lots of the kids out, you know, lots of the little kids out, big kids, adults. It was great. I mean, I think it's a good buzz for Britain. It's fantastic.
It is brilliant. And of course, we're waiting for the torch here at the racecourse. Thank you, Alan.